What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about a trip I did with my friend Sam Elkins. He took me up to the Malibu coastline, which I have never been to before, which was really exciting. And I have to say that I was pretty blown away with the places that he showed me and just the experience as a whole. So I thought I'd make a little bit of a YouTube video about it and showcase me using the Leica M11, me taking photos, and just kind of what that experience was like. So without any further ado, please come along with me and Sam and take some photos on the Malibu coast. Before we go any further, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It means a lot to me and I appreciate all the support. Okay, let's get into the video. So this first place that Sam took me was absolutely stunning. It kind of had this road that curved around the bend and then drove off what looked like into the ocean, which was really spectacular to look at and really easy to photograph. These were the first photos that I took while we were at this spot, and I have to say that I really do like these photos. The contrast, the colors, the leading lines kind of looking into the horizon and the sunset just make for some great photography. Again, just this road with this bend was just fascinating to look at. I mean, we had cars drive up and around that, and it was just so weird seeing them come out what looked like they were driving up out of the ocean. So these photographs are just of the road that I thought was fascinating. I do want to talk about the camera that I was using, which was the Leica M11. While we were out on this trip, I only took my M11, and I have to say that I love the results that I got from this thing. I've done a full video on the Leica M11 before. If you guys want to go check that out, there's a card above. But not only does this camera look beautiful, it also takes incredible images, second to none in my opinion. I love the tactile features on this thing, and I love the way it looks and feels, and when I'm using it, it makes me want to take more photos. So the Leica M11, go check it out. These next photos are just of my friend Sam, again kind of standing looking over the horizon on that hill right there. Very dramatic for what was just a hang with two dudes on top of a mountain. Two dudes on top of a mountain. Again, just hung out, took some photos. I ended up setting my tripod on like this metal bar to get these images of me walking, and took these photos. This one's of Sam in the tall grass right there. I really like the background where you can see that road kind of leaning into the horizon. Also the sun giving like a really great flare onto the image. Really like that one. And then this car came flying down the mountain and we had to grab a photo of that. So I was a bit overexposed for this, but I did shoot at a pretty high aperture, and I was just kind of like saw the car coming, looked over and shot away at it. So that's kind of why it looks the way it does, but I'm happy with how it came out. I've been really into motion in my photography recently. So as you can see in this clip right here, I'm actually just firing at Sam while he's walking away. And I don't even know if he knows if I'm taking photos or not, but I'm kind of just firing in his direction. And I got this photo of him and his camera and just the movement of it. I really like the way that the direction of the image, I don't know how to explain it. To a lot of people, it's just a blurry photo, but to me, I'm like fascinated by these images nowadays. It gives like another perspective or dimension to my images. So really enjoyed that one. Next up, we took the road back down closer to the coastline, and we kind of just pulled over and hung out at the coastline. Snapped these images while I was down there. I really love how these turned out. They're very dramatic, very moody, but it shows that you're like at sunset hanging out. I don't know, I just really feel like the vibe of these photos speaks to how I want my photography to start to look in the future. So I'm really glad that they turned out the way they did. Also, Sam just kind of taking photos, and I was just kind of firing away secretly in the background and sitting in the passenger seat. As you guys have seen, I'm still on my cane, so getting out of the car is not my favorite thing to do, but I do shoot passenger side as much as possible. So these photos just shot out the passenger side of the car where some of my favorite photos from the trip. Again, here are a few of just Sam taking photos. The sunset was absolutely gorgeous, and it started to peak right behind that mountain in the distance. So we had to pull over again and take some photos. I really like how these ones came out. There was also a few kids playing like beer dye down below right here, so had to try to crop them out of the image. You might be able to see them over to the right, all their madness. Real quick, I do want to talk about something that's really important to me within the world of being an artist and being a creative, especially in today's world, and that's surrounding yourself with other artists and creatives to kind of grow with you and to navigate the world of the industry that is being an artist. It's really complicated. In my opinion, the easiest part of being an artist is creating, because that's what we love to do. We go out, we create. Obviously, it's hard to find motivation and to get up and go do that, but when we are creating, that's the easiest thing to do. The harder part of the industry is growing, adapting, changing, and navigating everything that is living as an artist, expenses as an artist, traveling as an artist, it just all of it encompassing is really difficult. So finding a core group of friends that I have so many friends that I've grown with throughout my photography career, and Sam's a great example. I've been friends with Sam for 10 years now almost, and we've grown so much, not only like literally grown up, but we have grown as creatives and artists, and our businesses have expanded, and being able to bounce ideas and hang out with people that kind of bring you back down to why you started doing that is one of the most important things, in my opinion, within being an artist, is kind of getting back to the core of why you did it, and that's because it's fun and you love it and you couldn't live without creating. Next, Sam pulled over at this area that I had never been to before. It's kind of like a lighthouse, and we stopped and just took some photos right before the sun really started to set and go beyond the horizon where we couldn't even see it anymore. I really love this photo, the light shining just on Sam's face right there, and then the lifeguard tower in the background also being lit up. I don't know, I think it really makes for a good photo. Again, obsessed with motion like I have talked to you guys about before. I really like the way that these photos turn out and the way that they look. So these were on our walk back, and I have to say the light just kept getting better and better. Looking around, there's people everywhere taking photos and just kind of taking in the sunset, and I really like the vibe of the Malibu coast. Never really got to experience it like this, where it's just chill and relaxed and just taking photos with a friend. So that was fun, and I'm really glad that we got to shoot these photos. Pet that dog. Can I pet that dog? Right before the sunset, we found this really cool spot overlooking the whole coastline, and I have to say these are definitely my favorite images of the entire night. This one showing kind of the motion and the chaos meeting the peacefulness of the Malibu coastline made for a great photo and a great composition. And as I was taking more photos with Sam, a bird kind of flew into my viewfinder, and I was shooting at a high aperture and kind of just snapped this one, and I have to say this is my favorite photo that I took from the entire night. I love the sun setting over there. You get that gradient in the sky that's beautiful. The water's all lit up. Sam has a glow around him. The bird has a glow around him. It's just kind of like one of those photos that I think this will definitely be in my portfolio for a long time. After that, we just hung around, kind of shot from this area until the sun totally set, and then walked back to our car. And on the way back to the car, I did shoot a couple photos. I took this one, which, as you can see, is much more moody, much darker. The sun was definitely starting to peek behind that hill over there in the horizon. And this one of the lifeguard tower, you kind of see the distant horizon of Los Angeles, and then you see the whole coastline as well as gradient in the sky and the tower just being lit up. I don't know, it made for a pretty good imaging composition. So I just want to give a huge shout out to Sam for always being down to kind of go back to those OG style of just like guerrilla style, run around, take photos, and just experience like what being a creative and artist really is about. And that's expressing yourself and having a good time and hopefully meeting some great people along the way. So with all that being said, if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. I get back to people really quickly, and thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.